If you don't have capabilities in those areas, you're going to struggle.
Hi there and welcome to From Ideas Results. I'm joined by Kitty and we're going to be exploring all the things that have been happening in the world of content in the last 30 days. Kitty is caffeined up and ready to roll. We're going straight into the first topic, which is what content works for AI search. Big question that I get asked a lot.
So Google's VP of Search has recently come out with some interesting updates on how content is shown in AI overviews and the kind of ranking factors behind that. Most importantly, it's not just how well content is optimized that influences whether it will appear. It's also user preference now is explicitly a factor that influences what's shown. Liz Reed, their VP, has come out and said user-generated content, short-form video, and forums, so things like Reddit, Quora, are now being boosted by Google actively.
What does that mean, I guess, for businesses looking to try to encourage that visibility?
It's now much harder. I think the competition is across different formats now. So if you're a business that only writes blogs, you're going to become in more direct competition with short form video, with Reddit. So if you don't have capabilities in those areas, you're going to struggle. Now is the time to seek out capabilities across those formats for sure.
And in terms of the short form video, we're talking primarily YouTube, I'm assuming, as well.
I think so, because that's in the Google ecosystem.
Exactly.
It would make sense.
What advice would you give to clients to try to sort of acquire things like, those forums and UGC? Because forums are tricky ones, aren't they?
They are tricky. I think as a quick win, content atomization is really key. So that's where you take your blog content and you break it down into things like short form video. That's a really quick one that you can probably do with your agency or in-house capability. For Reddit and other forums, I think you have to do your research, but it's a conversation to have with your social team or your provider. Like, can we firstly paid on those forums and then organic? Can we look into that further? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There was a conversation around kind of spam. Is there a clearer definition of what they're referring to as spam?
Yeah, in that same kind of announcement, the VP redefined spam or expanded on Google's official definition of spam. It's not just kind of black hat SEO now. It's also encompassing content that lacks depth and lacks experience. So that kind of EEAT acronym is now written into the guidebook. So if you're, that kind of skyscraper technique that is in SEO where you look at the top 5 performing pieces and then when you're writing your piece you try to include that and go one better, that's now not necessarily best practice, because you need to show evidence of wisdom rather than just synthesizing already existing information on the web. You have to have original thought,
something new.
A few months ago in their guidelines they said AI generated content is fine, you can use it to automate content. I think now this is them covering themselves because people have taken that as a green flag to just copy and paste.
What sort of impact do you think this is going to have then?
I think long form content will take a hit if it's not accompanied by multimodal elements. So even if you can't afford or don't have the capabilities for short form video and things, adding visual elements to your content, tables, GIFs, charts, will help in that department. So, more effort needs to be given to long form content if to kind of survive this fancy hit.
Looking at some geo tactics, so generative engine optimization, Bing's report on the answer engine optimization. What's happening there? What's the key takeaways?
So Bing's product manager came out with definitive guidelines on what works for AI search and what doesn't. For us, it's nothing we haven't seen before, but it's phrasing it in new ways and it's trying to make the connection that you should have been doing this anyway. So their 2 main points are semantic chunking, which is a core geotactic. They're saying this has been happening since 2020 when Google rolled out the passage ranking kind of update. AI engines, they parse content, they break it down, they put it back together again. It's like query fan out. This kind of report just emphasizes the benefits of that. It's saying this is a tactic you have to be doing. So my tip here is, when people say it's not what you said, it's how you said it, that is really important now. They're emphasizing format, structure, layout is super, super important. And the second part of it was disambiguation, which is a long fancy term for saying clarity is key. It always has been for users, but now it's really important to use summary boxes, to use bullet points, and to prioritize information, get your header tags correct.
Okay, and I guess what do we do next with that?
I would say content auditing is really important at the moment, through the lens of geotactics, through the lens of structure. So even if your evergreen content is fine, there's experience in that's fine, assessing structure, even making quick win tweaks to content just so that it's optimized for parsing by AI search engines is a really beneficial activity for now.
There we go. Those are the things that are happening in the world of content. I hope you found that useful. If you did, do check out our socials for more content like that, and also do check out our website, and we'll see you again next time.